Well, welcome to the Money Tip Podcast presented by Fully Funded Life. My name is Joe Sangle. I'm fired up to help you live your fully funded life. I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Megan Hibbard. Are you fired up on the Monday?
Fired up.
It's Monday.
Happy Monday.
Monday.
One day closer to Friday.
It's another day that ends in day. Okay. I've got a singing album coming out. New Christmas album. You guys can buy it. They told me I could sing a solo in it. Did you hear that? Solo, nobody could hear me. Something like that. They let me sing at church at the 3 a.m. service. Pretty amazing. So today we're going to talk about a great topic, and it's for millennials. We'll talk about those millennials.
Those millennials.
You're a millennial, I think.
You know, I am.
We're going to find out. If you're born between 1981 and 1996, you're a millennial. So currently, millennials are aged 28 to 43 years old. Did you know that? So Megan's age is somewhere between 28 and 43, and we're going to talk, the topic is what?
Financial risk millennials should never ignore.
Yes. And these are risks, and we're going to talk about that millennial group because, well, there's a lot of them.
Right.
And we're going to talk about things that have really, they're easy to ignore when you're younger.
Yeah.
And I hate to tell them, but those earliest born millennials are starting to head to middle age.
It's wild.
Uh-oh. So here's the deal. We're going to give you three risks. So let's talk about this. The first one is the risk of what?
Not having an emergency fund.
Yes. So millennials, a lot of them like to spend all of their money.
Yes.
And it is easy to do that. In fact, you don't have to buy the book, How to Be Broke in 5 Easy Steps.
You know, swipe.
And
once.
what do you think eats a lot of millennials' money? What do you think? You're a millennial.
Yeah, I think Amazon, Target, or something like that.
Yep.
I also think all the different subscriptions, so Netflix, Hulu, Paramount.
Yep.
I also think DoorDash, Uber Eats, Instacart. It's all
And restaurants in general.
the like convenience stuff.
Restaurants I notice millennials really like going out.
I think
hanging
it's
out.
just like the convenience of a lot of things. Like I want my food now. I want them to bring it to me. I want to go to a restaurant and eat. I don't want to cook.
But
I don't want to,
Here's the deal. All that stuff I don't want to. But one of the things I say I don't want to have is financial stress, financial anxiety.
It's true.
But what I've discovered is a lack of an emergency fund equals a lot of financial anxiety. Mm-hmm. And so if you're a millennial or if you're a parent to a millennial, get them this episode because listen, millennial, we want you to have an emergency fund because you can eliminate not all of your financial anxiety, but boatloads of it.
Yeah.
And once you get an emergency fund in place, you will fight to keep it because you realize how much stress was in your life that was totally avoidable simply by prioritizing the building of margin.
Yeah. And newsflash, emergencies don't announce themselves. They just happen.
They just sneak in. Now, there's another risk that millennials should never ignore. And what's that? The risk of?
Too much debt.
Yes.
Yeah. Prevents one's ability to absorb obstacles.
Okay. So that's obstacles, as it says in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, which is a great movie. Obstacles. It prevents your ability to absorb obstacles. When you have a lot of debt, you just cannot absorb these things that life throws your way. These crazy emergencies, these maybe it's not even an emergency. It's just a big financial event that's happening, and it's an obstacle.
Or even like inflation. In my opinion,
that's
it is
a huge obstacle, and it's in front of all of us.
Yeah.
But then and a lot of times when we think about debt, it prevents us from being able to cover these emergencies or obstacles. But I think the nuanced hidden one is the fact that it robs us of the ability to take advantage of what?
Opportunities.
Yes. Mm-hmm. In fact, what I know is when I had a boatload of debt, which corresponded with no savings, so this is number one and number two, these two risks. Am I an honorary millennial because of that? No, because I'm also not age 28 to 43 anymore. I used to be, but it's weird. Every year I've gotten a year older. It's very odd.
I don't know why that happens.
But anyhow, what I found is that there were opportunities right in front of me, but I did not even see them.
Yeah.
Simply because I had too much debt. I did not have savings. It's so sad. Opportunities for what, you might ask? Do you know? Would you guess?
I mean, opportunities for investing or real estate, different things.
Buying a business, all those things. I just couldn't even see them. Yeah. It was like I had blinders on.
I think a lot of people don't realize the physical toll stress takes on your body. So you wake up in the morning and you go throughout your day and you're like, oh, my shoulders are so tense, or I have a headache, or I just feel like I'm gonna explode. It's just like, it's that like cortisol in your body, and it's like the research behind it is wild, but like you just don't realize the toll that it's taking on you physically, in addition to mentally and like emotionally, and all. It just encompasses everything. It's
weird how they say, like, I think stress is like one of those things doctors use when they can't explain something. They just haven't figured that out. But there's truth to it too. Like shingles, people get shingles, and especially at old age, the older they get, if you've had chicken pox, you can get shingles because it's the same virus. And it basically attacks your nerves and follows your nerves. It's really weird. And they say that, why do you get shingles? Because it's not contagious like chicken pox is. But once you've had chicken pox, it goes dormant in your body and it can flare up, and they call it shingles. And they say it's caused by stress. And I remember I was about 30, 31 years old, something. And I all of a sudden got this searing, burning side on my left kind of side of my hip here, this hip pointer area. And I remember saying, man, I'd bought a brand new pair of Dockers. Remember Dockers? I was wearing Dockers. I was an engineer. And I remember going into the bathroom just to pull them down and saying, is there a tag or something rubbing on me here? Couldn't see anything. And about 3 days later, all of a sudden, I ran a 13.1 half marathon, the Indy Mini Marathon. It goes around the Indy 500 track with this burning on it just stayed for 3 days. And then the day after, it exploded in all these, it's shingles. Go Google that. But here's what I know. It's the first time I've ever missed work. I've never missed work until that day. And I went to the doctor. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And the doctor took one look at it and said, and I'm like, no, don't tell me what it is yet. I need to complain. My head hurts. Everything hurts. It's itchy. It's also horrible. And she's like, I'm like, I'm not done complaining. Let me complain some more. And I complained some more. And she's like, it's shingles. And she's like, have you been stressed lately? And I said, oh no, I've not been stressed. And what a lie. I'm sitting here as a young engineer, got an MBA. I'm helping run an $80 million division of a publicly traded company. I'm traveling immensely. I've been training for a 13.1 mile marathon, not enough sleep, not eating right. But I said straight to them, I've not had stress. And it's just a lie. And so just bringing it to what you were saying here is that stress, that anxiety that you build up, millennial, as you age, your body is less able to deal. Yeah. And your body will shut you down and stop you if you do not take care of this. And this is why I think there are people who live in utter depression, ongoing. A big contributor to it is a collection of poor financial decisions, the lack of a plan, the lack of savings, too much debt built up over time just causes people to give up. And we don't want that for our millennial friends. No. We want, like you and all of your friends, we want you to prosper and live a fully funded life. Now, we have one other risk that we wanted to share today, and that is the risk of?
The risk of not beginning your investing journey.
Okay. So tell us what that means.
Yeah. So a 5-year delay from age 28 to 33 of contributing $100 a month and receiving the company match, so the company that you work for, of an additional $100 a month at 12% annual growth. So 40 years later, you're at 68. The difference is $1 million. It's over $1 million.
It's $1,066,000. Which is the difference. That 5 years that like if you're 28 today, you're the very last year of the millennial.
Congratulations.
Okay? Almost Gen Z, but you're a millennial. If you delay and you've not started contributing to retirement, and you delay for 5 years contributing $100 and foregoing that match of $100, so $200 a month, in 40 years, that is $1,066,000 difference. Now, you'll still have $1 million. You will have $2 million, but you could have had $3 million.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know this, but even with inflation, $1 million is still a lot. I don't know if you know that. It's still a lot of money. And, you know, that's a big risk for millennials is you've mentioned this, that you've talked to some friends that are in their 20s and maybe their late 20s, because that would be millennials. And it's a huge risk of just saying, I've got so much time. I can just wait. I can delay, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Anytime soon.
Retirement.
Well,
What's
you're
retirement?
not anymore.
Well, let me tell you, one day you're going to be tired and you're going to want to retire. And if you do not do this, it's just a horrible thing. And it's totally avoidable. I mean, what does $100 a month buy you anyhow right now?
Yeah.
You know, 2 pizzas. So, wait, inflation has happened. It's now 1 pizza. Inflation is eating my food, and I'm not happy.
Literally.
So here's what we challenge you to do. We're going to give you some calls to action. So get that pen and paper together, write it down. The first step is, if you are not investing, you need to go to HR right now and start. Contribute to your company retirement plan. If you do not have that available to you, go to schwab.com or fidelity.com and open a Roth IRA today. Start investing. Number 2?
Yep. Don't have an emergency fund? You need to fund it today.
Yes. Like, get after it. Sell some stuff. Like, put together a budget and prioritize building that emergency fund.
Find a side hustle.
Get rid of that financial anxiety. I know you may hate math and I know you may hate budgeting, but I can tell you right now, the result of it is worthwhile. And the third call to action is, if you have too much debt, you need to start eliminating those. And even more importantly, stop signing up for new ones.
Yeah. It's not going to go away until you
swiping. Swiper.
Swiper.
No swiping. Come on, Vamonos, everybody, let's go. And that leads us to our fourth and final call to action, which is?
Join Fully Funded Life.
Yes, Fully Funded Life is our online member community. It has courses for education, challenges to get better at a money skill really fast. It's got coaching. That's right. With live coaches via Zoom, you have unlimited coaching appointments available to you. And you get access to community events, and you can join all that, get that for $150 or so a year. I encourage you to check it out at fullyfunded.life. We'd love to see you there and serve you along your journey to live your fully funded life. I hope you have a great week, everybody. We're fired up. See you next Monday. Thanks for watching. Hey, if you've gotten value from this, and I believe you have, click that subscribe button, click that thumbs up, leave a comment, share it with somebody. We want to make sure that this community grows so that we can all together live fully funded lives. Thanks for being a part of our family.